Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Jordan, and this is a follow-up video to my Disney Star Wars announcements that they did for the Disney Investors Meeting of 2020. This is going to be about Marvel. I was going to do it as one video with Star Wars, Marvel, and the Disney stuff as well, but I thought that it's better to keep it separate, Star Wars stuff for people who like Star Wars, Marvel stuff for people who like Marvel. I know a lot of people like both, but I just thought I would be able to talk about each thing a bit more if it was separate. So I've done Star Wars, I'm doing Marvel now. I think there's definitely less hype around the Disney stuff than the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff. I think it goes Star Wars, Marvel, and then Disney. I'm not saying that the Disney stuff is bad, but this is for the Marvel fans. I feel like personally the Marvel content is a little bit less exciting than the Star Wars stuff because a lot of things we already knew about, like Andor and Obi-Wan. But we didn't hear a lot about Obi-Wan. But then, they just confirmed a lot of things and added new things that sounded exciting. Whereas the Marvel stuff was more stuff that we knew about for ages, and I think because of the pandemic, a lot of it was delayed. So there wasn't really new stuff, just a bit more information about it. I'll give you a quick spoiler warning. I might talk about certain spoilers. I'm not really thinking about it, but I don't think it'll be anything major. So just keep that in mind. So if you don't want any spoilers for anything Marvel that you haven't caught up with yet, then keep that in mind. I don't think I'll talk about it, but I might a little bit. I'm just telling you what I think. So just be cautious, keep that in mind. Decide if you want to stay or go. But it shouldn't be nothing too bad. So let's talk about all the Marvel news. So I've got Deadline up just so I can see all of it. I can't remember everything that they announced or spoke about, so I'm just going to go in order of what's on their list and tell you my opinions of it. So the first MCU show on their list is Secret Invasion, which a lot of people have been speculating if they would do as an Avengers film, or a lot of people thought this was coming and it's coming in this show with Samuel L. Jackson with Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn as the Skrull. I can't remember his name. But it looks like they're doing that Skrull thing. So I heard that they're going to explore the thing with Nick at the end of Far From Home, where he's on that ship with the Skrulls and whatever Ben Mendelsohn's character was doing on Earth pretending to be Nick. I want to see what he does. Does he reform the Avengers or something similar or something like S.H.I.E.L.D.? I don't know. I'm not really into Marvel comics. I prefer Joker, Batman comics from DC. So I have no idea what this is going into. It'll be a surprise to me. But if you know about what the Secret Invasion stuff is all about in the comics, I have a loose sort of knowledge of it. But if you want to tell me anything about it, if Nick does form some sort of new S.H.I.E.L.D. or Avengers in that comic series, then definitely tell me. I'd like to know. I always want to know more information about all this stuff. I love it. I can't get enough of good lore. I love it. So, if you know, tell me down below. That rhymed, I didn't mean to. But as my nan would say, I was a poet and I didn't even know it. So there's going to be an Ironheart show. I don't know the actress playing her, and I don't know where she come from, if she sort of replaced Iron Man, if Iron Man died or whatever in the comics. So I don't have any opinions on that. I'll definitely watch it. The MCU has earned my trust that I'll just watch anything they'll put out. I haven't hated anything that the MCU has put out yet. There's other Marvel films that I didn't like, but they're not involved in the MCU. I did like Incredible Hulk and I did like Captain Marvel. So if you wanted to know where I stood on those two films especially. Also, I did like For the Dark World. I don't think it deserves the hate that it gets. I really enjoyed it. So they're the three big films that most people dislike, and I like them.
So they're the three big films that most people dislike, and I like them.
So I'll definitely check this out when it comes out. I'll go into it open-minded and see what it's all about. That's all I got to say about Ironheart. The show that I'm most excited for, other than Secret Invasion, is Armor Wars. Don Cheadle is back, so Sam, I know we both love Don Cheadle. Don't touch the jacket. I'm so excited. If you wanted to know, back in the day when Iron Man 2 came out, that was my favourite Iron Man film, still is. But also, War Machine was my favourite character. I liked him more than Iron Man. I love Rhodey and I love Don Cheadle as Rhodey. I know that other guy played him in the first Iron Man film and they just swapped his best friend, and that's a bit of a meme. I can't remember who played him. But I do think Don Cheadle played Rhodey a lot better. And I definitely agree with you, Rhodey. War Machine rocks, and Iron Patriot kind of sucks, to be honest. I didn't like all the American paint and that. And you know, it was all like commercialized and patriotic for America and stuff. It's funny, but I definitely agree with Brody. War Machine's definitely a lot better. Like me and my friend Sam said at work, you know, War Machine's all about the sort of no paint, sort of dirty, stick every gun you got on it. And there you go, he just goes in, does that thing, and he gets a tank and throws it on the ground, and he's like, boom, you looking for this? So a quick synopsis about Armor Wars is that Rhodey basically tries to stop Tony Stark's Iron Man technology getting into the wrong hands, which sounds interesting. It might be a bit more down to earth than other superhero films, like less powers and stuff, you know, like the Avengers were judging his story about the tank, and that everyone else loves it when he tells it them, but to the heroes, you know, it's not an Avengers level threat. I think it'll be more like that. I think we could potentially see Tom Holland's Peter Parker, because he's got a bit of Stark technology, and I think he could help with that. And it's, you know, I could see Spider-Man being in it if Sony lets that happen, because he will be more of a friendly hood Spider-Man, which he wants to be, even though he is like an Avenger now. I think they could definitely do Avenger stuff with Spider-Man and just friendly neighborhood stuff. I think that would be cool. We'll probably see Jon Favreau as Happy again, and we'll probably see Gwyneth Paltrow's Pepper Potts as well. I assume that this is set after Endgame and Tony has already died, which I think is why Rhodey's trying to stop Tony's tech going into the wrong hands. I think they could introduce AIM this way, maybe some other characters. Like I said, I'm not too into the Marvel comics, so I don't know about that, all that stuff. Like I said before, if you know, tell me down below what's gonna go on with that. I don't want like you to tell me everything, because I don't want spoilers. I like not knowing what happens in the comics and seeing it in the film, and then people say, oh, this happened in the comics. I like it as like a cool Easter egg or backstory. But I'd like to see how these characters have moved on from Tony's death and how they're dealing with it. I know Pepper is in charge of Tony's business, but I think she's going to be more involved with that and even more trying to honour his legacy and stuff and keep it on the straight and narrow. And she might call Rhodey to help do some of the things, because I bet a lot of people will want to try and take control and use it for bad. You know, like in Batman, they try and take over Wayne Enterprises to do whatever they want to do, dirty stuff, you know, all that corrupted official sort of thing. And I think she'll call on Rhodey to do more of the unofficial dirty work for her to stop the criminals trying to get into the business. Obviously, I think Happy will be there with her as well. And maybe Rhodey and Happy can go on a little adventure together. But I did forget that Pepper has the rescue suit now, so perhaps she could do it herself as well. We might see it. We might see a team up between her and Rhodey going on missions together. Maybe Pepper wouldn't want to do it, because obviously Tony dies, so she might want to protect Morgan and not make her an orphan. That sounded darker than I wanted it to be, but you know what I mean. So that's all I have to say about Armor Wars. Massively excited for that. I think that is going to be the best show. I think it's going to be up there with Secret Invasion and Winter Soldier and Falcon, or whatever it's called, Falcon and Winter Soldier, you know. The title's kind of weird, it's just basically their names, so whatever. So Baby Groot is going to be an animated series following different specials around the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that'll be a bunch of fun. I think that it will be a bit like, more like Lego Star Wars content, a bit more light-hearted and everyone can enjoy it. I don't think it'll be just aimed at kids. I think older people will be able to enjoy it as well, but I don't think it'll be as dark as, say, the Clone Wars. So yeah, I'll be excited for that. You know, I think my siblings would like that. So there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. It's funny that they're doing that. I think they've taken cues from the Star Wars holiday special and now the Lego Star Wars holiday special, and I think Lego Star Wars holiday special was pretty enjoyed by most people, and the Guardians, that seems like a perfect fit. You know, they're the funny group, you know, and we get to see more Guardians, because I'm worried that one or two are going to die and they're going to fall apart by the end of Guardians 3, as it's supposed to be a trilogy, and you know, James Gunn's looking at doing something like that. So it'd just be nice to see them again. That's slated for 2022 and James Gunn is confirmed to be working on it. So I think it's going to be good. I guess it's going to be before Guardians 3, but after Suicide Squad. So it just seems to fit together, you know, the light-hearted, jokey sort of thing with the Guardians, you know, they're the light-hearted, jokey thing as well. So it makes sense to pair it together. I think it would be a nice Christmas vibe. I wonder how they're going to do it, what sort of alien Christmas culture things that they do around a similar time. You know, for Gamora, Drax, Mantis. I wonder if Gamora is going to be even in it, or what sort of part she'll play with it, because obviously it's the older version of her, well, younger version of her, but before she is going out with Star-Lord, so you know, it'd be interesting to see that. So that's all I've got to say about the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier with Anthony Mackie. You know, I love him, even though he does slightly bully Tom Holland, but it's in a loving way, so it's just funny, you know. You always love to see them videos of him just being him to Tom Holland especially. And Sebastian Stan, so that's just going to be good. I'm really excited to see. I guess Falcon's going to turn into Captain America. That's a really cool thing to see. And Winter Soldier being the White Wolf, I think is his new name. So, but they're still calling it the Winter Soldier, which is strange. I know why they wanted to call Falcon Falcon, because he is Falcon, and they didn't want him to be like the replacement of Captain America, even though he's sort of not at the same time. He is his own thing as well, you know. Like War Machine isn't Iron Man, they're two separate things even though they're similar. So I'm really excited about that. I really want to see them grow together and like each other more and work together more, because they have to. And maybe stop hating each other so much. It is funny, but I think it'll be funny to see them actually, you know, starting to get along and you know, start being sort of friends or frenemies. So I'm massively excited for that. I don't know if there's been a trailer for it yet. I haven't seen it. But if there has, you know, I'm going to search that up. I don't know why I told you that, because by the time you watch this, I would have already done that ages ago.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
So yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be in March 2021. I'm excited about that. That's just around my birthday, so a nice little birthday present for me there. That's all I got to say about Falcon and Winter Soldier. So moving swiftly on to the next reveal, to the next... So moving swiftly on to the next show, Loki's going to be in May 2021. I'm very excited for that. So I guess after Falcon and Winter Soldier ends, or they might overlap a little bit, but I don't know how long the series is going to be, like how many episodes or how many series it's going to be. But then it's going to be Loki, and it's set after Endgame. You know, Loki's doing his own thing. It's Tom Hiddleston, and you know, you love Tom Hiddleston, you love Loki, you love to see it. You know, there's nothing better. Also, you love watching the videos of Tom Hiddleston doing impressions of different actors and stuff. He does Tom Holland very well. And also Korg. Disney and Marvel, I don't think you'll watch this, and I know it's a bit of a meme, but I actually mean it. I would love a Korg and Meek show. I love Korg. Best character of Ragnarok. We need more Korg. I was so happy when I saw him in Endgame. I was hoping he was going to be in it. We're not here to talk about Endgame. Keep on track, Jordan. Come on. People want to see what they came for, and they want to know all this new content and what I think about it. Hopefully. So that's all I have to say about Loki. Moving on to What If. That's that show where it's in different universes, and it's sort of saying what if these things happen differently, and I love thinking about that myself. So it's a really cool idea for a show. It's got like Agent Carter being Captain America instead of Steve Rogers. It's going to be animated. I think it has mostly the same voice actors from the films. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be animated. It's going to be a bit different, and it's going to feel a bit like fan fictions, I guess. Or if you've seen the comics, it might go into different characters. I know that there's been different people being the same hero in different timelines and universes, and it'll probably go into that sort of thing. Maybe we'll get more Miles stuff, you know, for Spider-Man. You know, maybe Gwenpool and some of the animated side of things more, you know, Spidey-Gwen and, you know, Spider-Man Noir, all that sort of thing. I think we'll get a lot of that good stuff. And it's got like Marvel Zombies in, which is awesome. I really like Marvel Zombies. I think it's really cool. I haven't read the comic, but I really want to. I love the idea of it. I also want to wait Deadpool kills the whole Marvel universe. And that's coming summer 2021. I don't know if I already said that. But moving swiftly on to She-Hulk. You know, there's not much known about when this is actually going to come, and I don't know the actress playing her. But Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth have been confirmed to be in it. So She-Hulk's quite a cool character, and I'm glad that Mark Ruffalo's going to be in it. I assume that this is also set after Endgame, so expect to see Professor Hulk. Or maybe it's not, and we just didn't see She-Hulk in the Avenger films for whatever reason. Maybe she was off somewhere else, maybe, you know, World War Hulk or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is set quite before, because obviously we're going to have Tim Roth, so we're going to have Abomination, so that might be closer to where the Incredible Hulk is in things. Because I don't know what happened to Abomination, you know, where he's been, what he's been doing, why he's not been involved. If he died But, you know, either way, I don't really care when it's set. That's something that I'm willing to sort of accept and be hyped for. You know, it doesn't matter, it could work either way. But I'm so glad that Tim Roth's coming back as Abomination. I love the film Incredible Hulk. And I really like Tim Roth as an actor. He's great in the Tarantino films that he's in. And I thought he did good as Abomination. I used to love watching that film as a kid, probably even more than Iron Man. And Mark Ruffalo is just a lovable guy, so you can't go wrong there. I'm excited for that. So there were a lot of rumours about the Fantastic Four film. I don't know if it ever got confirmed. It might have when they did their Phase 4 panel a while ago. But just to remind you that there is a Fantastic Four film coming, and it's been officially confirmed now. All that we know is Spider-Man Homecoming director John Watts is directing this film. You know, I don't think we know any casting for Mr. Fantastic or The Thing or whatever, you know, Doctor Doom, if he will be in it. I don't even know if he will be in it, not much is known about this film. There's been a lot of speculation about John, I don't even want to try and pronounce his last name.
John Krasinski.
And Emily Blunt being Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic respectively. You know, the two from The Quiet Place. If you've seen that film, if you're old enough to see that film. John was in The Office. I have no idea how I would even try to pronounce that name.
John Krasinski.
And I'm not doing that thing, you know, where it's a meme that all English people just act like they can't pronounce foreign words and names. I did have speech therapy when I was in school, so I do find it a bit more difficult than some other people to say these things. So I just wanted to get that out there, that if I do say any words wrong, that I apologise. I don't mean to offend anyone. And that I do find it quite frustrating when I try and say a word or read a word that I don't recognise, and sometimes even spelling words that I do know and I can't understand how it gets out there. I get really frustrated when I don't recognise a word and I feel like I can't read it. Sometimes I surprise myself with my spelling and words that I can read and say, pronounce, I mean. But other times it is quite frustrating. I don't do it on purpose. I just wanted to let you know that. I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for me or anything. I was just letting that out there, that if I do say someone's name and I pronounce it wrong, that I apologise. I'm not doing it on purpose. I am trying to get better, but I do get quite frustrated with it. That's all I wanted to say. After doing videos for a month, when I watch myself and I edit my videos, I have gotten used to my voice. I used to hate it, and now I don't think it's that bad. Maybe some of you will disagree, but I feel like Bubba talks. I feel like I do similar mannerisms and I sound similar to Bubba talks, and that's not a bad thing. I love Bubba talks. He's a great guy. I love watching his videos. And if you don't know who he is and you want to, you should go check him out. He is quite a big YouTuber, but, you know, can't help to shout out people that you like, right? Even no matter how small you are. So moving on, there's going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. Well, Ant-Man 3, Wasp 2. That's kind of weird how they worded it, because, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, but no, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. So there's going to be a third Ant-Man and the Wasp film. I think it's called Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I tried my best. Don't butcher me in the comments down below, please. I tried my best. So that's cool. I know a lot of people didn't really want Ant-Man 3, but I enjoyed both Ant-Man films. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp was probably the weakest MCU film for me personally, out of all of them, all the ones I can think of off the top of my head. But I like Paul Rudd, and I like the Wasp. I can't remember the actress who plays her, but, you know, I like Michael Douglas. Maybe we'll see a bit of Michelle Pfeiffer as well, you know. Like I said, I trust the MCU, so I'm just willing to watch everything that they put out. You might think that that's a bit blind, but I have personally 100% liked everything that they've put out. Well, I've not hated it, so I'm okay with watching it. And if they did do something that I absolutely hated, I would definitely talk about it. I'm not scared to. You know, like, I love most of Star Wars, but I really dislike The Last Jedi, and I'm not afraid to say that, and I'm not just saying that because other people say that. Like, a controversial opinion of mine is I like The Incredible Hulk, so, you know, don't invalidate me for that. You know, some people like to think that The Incredible Hulk's not part of the MCU, but it is, and you can't change that. So Kevin Feige also said that Monica, I guess from the Avengers game, if you played that, and other comics linked to AIM, and Miss Marvel are going to be in Captain Marvel too, and people have said that Brie Larson is not going to be Captain Marvel anymore in Captain Marvel 2 and future Avengers films or team-up films, but from what I've seen, that is completely false. She is staying. And if you want to know my opinions about Brie Larson, I like her as an actress, and I liked her as Captain Marvel. I just didn't really like the things that she said out in the movie, but I didn't let that affect my enjoyment of the film. So, you know, hopefully she'll stop being like that so much. I just didn't like that she was saying, you know, this film meant for white males. I don't really want to get into all that social issues, but I went in there as a fan of the MCU, and I enjoyed it as a fan of the MCU. I remember one of the times I watched Infinity War in the cinema. I watched it 3 times to collect the posters from Odeon. Don't judge me. One of the times during the after credits scenes, you know, where Nick gets the pager and it's got the Captain Marvel logo, there was a girl behind me, a little girl, I don't know how old she was, probably around the age of 8 or 10, and she got so excited, she screamed, she's like, oh my god, that's Captain Marvel, and that was really nice to hear someone excited about that. So I have no problem with Captain Marvel or the actress playing her, just don't really like the social things she says outside of the film. Because I personally enjoyed it. I was never like, oh, she's a woman, get her off, I don't like her. Give me more men to watch as my superheroes. I think if they move away from that a lot more, people will like that. They don't want to be told that, oh, you're a man, you can't watch this. Oh, you're a woman, you have to watch this and you have to like it. And if you don't like it, then you're misogynistic or whatever. Or if you do like it, then you're oppressing women. Or, you know, I don't want to get into that. So apart from Thor Love and Thunder and Spider-Man 3, the film I'm most excited for about Phase 4, or maybe Phase 5, is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I just love that I heard that it seems to be some sort of horror vibe. I really like that idea. I think they can do a lot of things with that. I think Scarlet Witch is going to be in it. And I've heard that it's going to set up things for Spider-Man 3, which will potentially lead into the Spider-Verse, but like a live action one. But with the Peter Parkers, maybe not Miles or Gwen, but maybe they could have them as well. I wouldn't be against them adding Miles and Gwen and the other characters as well. From what I've heard, I don't know if this is 100% true, but it seems like Andrew Garfield has been confirmed to be playing Peter Parker again. I don't know if that is going to go into Venom 2. There will be Carnage or Venom 3 or whatever. You know, if Sony wants their own version of Peter Parker with the Venom stuff, or if it is for Spider-Man 3. But if it is for Spider-Man 3, then you've got to announce soon that Tobey Maguire is coming back. You know, me and my girlfriend grew up with him. She likes him more. I think Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man comic book sort of representation of him. But I do love Tobey Maguire as well. Andrew Garfield isn't bad either. I like him as an actor. He was cool in Doctor Who when he was in it. Back when I liked Doctor Who. Come on, we love Tobey Maguire and we need him back. He was sort of old before his time, but that was all part of his charm. He didn't seem like a kid in any of the movies. And one of the saddest videos on the internet is him talking about Spider-Man 4 just days before it got cancelled. But come on, me and my girlfriend, we love to see Tobey Maguire come back, so you gotta do that. We need some more emo, clicking, haircut, dancing thing, please. If they do a live action Spider-Verse thing with different Peter Parkers, with or without Miles and stuff, that will be insane. That, I think, would be a really big thing for fans. It's going to be incredible, like Sony Marvel being together for once, because they've been at odds a bit. You know, they did do Homecoming and Far From Home, which are great movies. I think they're the best 2 Spider-Man movies. I think Far From Home is the best. I think Mysterio was a great villain. My sister hates him so much for what he did, and that's insane. The end of Spider-Man Far From Home, with everyone knowing that Peter Parker is going to be insane. I wonder what they're going to do, if they're going to form the Sinister Six to try and take him out. And then if there's 3 Peter Parkers, if they come together with Doctor Strange doing some portal thing that makes all the Peter Parkers have a little Spider-Man team against the Sinister Six, will be insane. Because which Peter Parker would they go after? And obviously J.K. Simmons is going to be in it with Jonah Jameson. That's quite hard for me to say. He's going to be in it. I can't wait, even if it's a small role, but you know, he is the perfect guy to play JJ. So anything that we get from him will be incredible. Even if he does have the haircut, not the right hair. That's not something that I'm too mad about. Imagine if there were 2 of him, 2 J.K. Simmons. One with the hair where he's doing that stuff on the internet, like that other guy, I can't remember. You know, everyone makes jokes about him. He has the similar sort of voice, and he just makes conspiracy theories. And he makes conspiracy videos and all that weird stuff. But then they have the Daily Bugle side, like paper stuff with the proper hair, the shirt and the tie. Oh, that would be insane. And then Thor Love and Thunder, I think, is going to be good. I'm glad that Natalie Portman's coming back. Obviously, I like her as Padme. and I guess she's going to be Thor. But I hope that they don't replace Chris Hemsworth for. I think that would be a really bad move, because we've lost Black Widow, Captain America, and Iron Man in one film. I know we're getting a Black Widow film, but because we've sort of lost them, I think if we lose more of the original Avengers, like Hulk or Thor, especially as they don't really need to go there, because they're a bit more supernatural and they can live longer, I think that there's no reason to kill them off just yet, especially so close to after Endgame. So yeah, I think there is space in the films to have two Thors. You can have Chris Hemsworth with Stormbreaker and Jane Foster with Mania. Again, I hope I said that right. I think, yeah, fans would just not accept the film very well if they killed off Chris Hemsworth for. My mum would be very upset. But I think Taika is a very smart guy, and he's great at making movies. He's going to have the right level of humour and heart and emotion and action. Ragnarok was incredible, so I'm not too worried about that. I think he knows that fans would be too upset if they killed Thor off so soon. In the future, maybe they could kill off his version of Thor, but right now, I don't think that would be a good idea at all. And quickly, I just want to say I am still excited for Black Widow. That looks good. I just can't believe how long it's been since we've seen an MCU film. It feels too long. I can't wait to see it. It's been, what, over a year since Spider-Man Far From Home? Where are they? Too long. I am desperately waiting to see Black Widow. I reckon it's going to be good. You know, they tried to make Captain Marvel the face of women heroes in Marvel, but, you know, I think a lot of people like Black Widow. You know, I think everyone likes the actress Scarlett Johansson. She doesn't say controversial things like Brie Larson does, and she's been there since the start, and she's definitely earned her place. She definitely hasn't just been thrown in there, been made the most powerful person, and she's had a lot of character development. Even Scarlet Witch, you know, she's earned her place. She is insanely powerful, but it didn't feel like she was too powerful straight off the bat, and that they just gave it her just to give it to her, just so that women can have a hero. I think they showed another trailer of WandaVision. I haven't even seen the first trailer. I know that's bad. Please don't judge me. I will check it out. From what I've seen, it looks very bizarre. I have no idea what it's going to be about. It's all like in the 60s, you know, it's all black and white and stuff, or maybe even before the 60s. But it looks interesting. I'm going to watch the trailers for that after I record this video. There's people who do the news of these sorts of things, and then there's people who do their views and opinions on it, and I prefer just telling you what I think. I don't like the whole, oh, this is going to be like this, you know, I would come off as like a newsreader or like a robot. Maybe a newsreader is a bit harsh, but like a robot, just telling you information, not giving any heart or charisma or anything like that in there. So I definitely prefer making this type of video. And if you want me to do more videos like this, then definitely tell me. I'm so red and sweaty, oh my god. Recording makes me hot. I am so excited. So yeah, I'd love to do more of these sorts of videos. And maybe I'll talk about how I feel about the new Batman film coming, how I feel about the 2 potential Joker sequels and what I think they could do with that. Sort of inspired by Bubba Talks' video, but I will not copy the same points that he made, but I might reference some of them and sort of say what I sort of say about Star Wars Theory when Star Wars Theory talks about something, and say what I might agree or disagree with that. Sort of bounce off of it a little, which I think is fine. I don't think they'd be upset about that. Because I'm not like copying their work, I sort of just adding to it, or sort of like we're playing tennis and I'm hitting the ball back. That sort of thing. I definitely wouldn't want to upset either of them YouTubers. I like them a lot. And I like the whole discussing these things. I think it's really fun, really like healthy and really enjoyable. You know, to have passionate fans talking about things that they're passionate about. I love that. It's more than some other YouTubers criticizing things just to criticize it because of social things, political things, you know. I'd much rather Star Wars Theory videos where they're not about that sort of thing. Obviously, to a certain extent, these videos need to have some of the social issues and political issues surrounding the movie a little bit to keep you informed and to tell you, you know, our opinions on the matters, but only if it's relevant. It's not always relevant. You know, you don't always have to bring up that you hate what someone has said or what they have done in the past, or that they've made one bad film, so all the films that they're making in the future are going to be bad and politically driven and all of that sort of stuff, or claiming that a film is trying to do something social or political that it might not necessarily. People might just have their tinfoil hats on and are looking into it a bit too much. Also, they said Christian Bale's going to play the god Butcher or something. I can't remember the name of the character. I don't know if that character's in the comics or what they do. But, you know, Christian Bale's a great actor, great choice, so not a problem with that. I think, yeah, he's going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't know if I already said that. And the last bit of Marvel news that I have to cover is that Chadwick Boseman is not being recast as T'Challa in Black Panther 2. And I don't know how I feel about this. I'm sort of happy that they're not recasting him in a way, but I've heard that they're going to be exploring more Wakanda and other characters, I guess Shuri, his sister, and, you know, maybe his mum and other family members. And I can't remember her name, but maybe the woman who plays Michonne in The Walking Dead, maybe they'll go into her character a bit more. And maybe, I can't remember his name, but the other guy, the main guy that they go to, he's in the snow place. Tell me what his name is down below, I can't remember. But as it's called Black Panther 2, it's going to be weird that there's going to be no Black Panther. Unless maybe Shuri steps up to the plate and becomes the new Black Panther. But they have no more of the herb or leaf, whatever it was, that give them the powers of the Black Panther. Unless they find some more, or, you know, they could go back in time. They've had time travel now, so they could go back in time, get that sort of thing. I wouldn't be annoyed if they added Killmonger back, and maybe he could sort of become good, because he was never really that bad anyway, and he could become the new Black Panther, perhaps. Maybe some people wouldn't like that because he was a villain and he already tried to become Black Panther, but in a bad way, and they might not think that it's earned for him being the hero. But I do like Michael B. Jordan, and I think he is a great actor. I would like him to come back in some capacity. I don't think he'd be a villain character if he were to come back, because he wasn't really in the first place, which is why a lot of people liked him as a villain, you know, a bit like Thanos. But maybe a bit more like Loki, a bit more like naughty, maybe a bit like a pirate, not good, not bad, sort of in the middle, but more good. A bit less than Loki, but I mean like the mischief sort of side. You know what I mean? Sort of like a Han Solo type character. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about the Marvel news and my thoughts and opinions. So leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, subscribe if you're new, and hit that ding dong notification bell if you want to stay up to date when I post a new video. Also, what do you think about sharing my video about with all your friends and family and people that you think will enjoy this content? You know, until recently I forgot about that feature, but I want to use it a lot more. You know, the more the merrier, and I think it could help grow my channel. So yeah, that's all from me. I want you to watch more shows and films. I will see you in the next video, and Wakanda forever.